Alrighty, good afternoon everyone. It's time once again for Strat-O-Matic Baseball. I'm Spokane Steve, and I'll bring you this game today between the Washington Senators and the Minnesota Twins. Third of a four-game set. These two teams split the first two games. Washington comes in at 12-13, Minnesota at 14-8. Left-hander Mike McCormick will take the mound for the Senators. Righty Jim Perry on the mound for the Twins. Two good cards here today, two fine pitchers. And let's take a look at the replay records and see what they've done in our replay so far. McCormick has made 6 starts, 2 relief appearances. He's 1-3, but with a respectable 3.45 ERA, 44 1/3 innings of work. 36 hits allowed, 20 strikeouts. For Perry, this will be just his second start of the season. He's had 2 relief appearances. He's 0-1, his ERA an even 3. 9 innings of work, 11 hits, 10 strikeouts. So it looks like Perry just joined the rotation recently. As I said, he made 1 start already. This is his second start. I'm going to look him up now, out of curiosity. Oh, he was 30 years old by this season, a veteran. Came up in 1959 with Cleveland. Just under 19,000 in the house here in Minnesota for this one. Twins have been an exciting team to watch in this replay. Well, there's your starting pitchers. Let's see here. Let's get to the lineups. For Washington, Fred Valentine's going to lead it off and play center field. Don Blasingame at second bats in the 2 spot. Dick Nen at first base hits third. Big Frank Howard in left field in the cleanup spot. Jim King will play right and hit 5th. Ken McMullen down at third, bats 6th. Paul Casanova will do the catching and hit 7th. Eddie Brinkman at short hits 8th, and McCormick, of course, hits 9th. Defensively for Minnesota, it'll be Earl Batty behind the plate, Harmon Killebrew at first base, Bernie Allen at second, Zoilo Versailles back in the lineup at short, and Rich Rollins down at third, with the outfield left to right of Allison, Tovar, and Oliva. Tovar has been playing shortstop the last few games for Versailles. He's in center today. I want to welcome everybody to the chat. Shout out to Frank. Hello, Frank. You might see Mookie today. He is not sleeping. He's laying by the sliding glass door, which is open, looking out at the screen. Looking out through the screen, I should say. Birds or bugs or whatever has fascinated him at the moment. We're about ready to get this one underway. Jim Perry has completed his warm-ups. Fred Valentine steps to the plate, a switch hitter. He'll be batting left-handed against Perry, and he carries a team-leading .344 batting average into this one. Half a dozen home runs, 12 RBIs. Perry gets the sign from Batty. Here's the first pitch. 4-9 left-handed as a grounder to shortstop X. That's going to be Versailles. Versailles into the hole, a 2E44. And here's the play on a 17. He backhands it, plants, and throws in time, and we are underway. 6-3X Valentine retired. And good afternoon to Mike. Hope your day is going well. Here's Blasingame now with 1 away. Don hitting .245, 12 for 49. No homers, just 1 RBI for Blasingame as Perry comes set. The windup and the pitch. 6-6 lefty is a single into center field. Ground ball up the middle, scoots on through. Blasingame will round and hold with a single as Tovar gets it back in. That'll bring up Nen, the first baseman. Dick Nen, 11 for 20. Sorry, 11 for 50 on the season. Having trouble reading this today. It's a bad eye day for me, so excuse me. Okay, Nen, 11 for 50, that's a 220 average. No homers, 6 RBIs. Blasting game taking his lead now. Perry working out of the stretch. Set now, and here's the pitch to Nen. 6-11 left-hander is a grounder to wide of first. Killebrew has it. He goes to Versailles for 1. Back to first, not in time. That'll be a force. Blasting game erased. Nen to first, and here's big Frank Howard. And welcome to Bob Cole. Yeah, absolutely, Bob. In fact, let's take a look at the standings quickly here. I think they're just a game and a half now. No, 2. Twins are 2 games behind the Orioles. The Athletics pulled to within a game and a half. The Athletics making huge ground with that 4-game sweep of the Yankees. Here's Howard. Howard hitting .311, just 2 homers, a dozen RBIs. Runner takes his lead from the stretch. The big Frank Howard, a 6'6" right-hander, is a single to 13. That is knocked down by Killebrew, but he has no play. That'll go as an infield hit. Nen will hold up at second. And it's first and second with 2 down. That'll give Jim King a shot. King becoming sort of a folk hero in this replay. Hitting .238, 10 for 42, and 8 of those 10 hits are home runs. Leads the team in RBIs with 17, with just 42 at-bats. And welcome to Kurt Miller. I was going to say Nestor Shylock behind the plate. I always enjoyed that name, Nestor Shylock. And Tovar has many accomplishments. One, of course, playing every position in the game. In a single game, that is. One inning at each position. So here's King now. 8 home runs, 17 RBIs. The pitch from Perry. It's a .210 right-handed. That is ripped into this right center gap for extra bases. Here comes Nen to score. Howard can try to score, but he's slow. He's a 1 through 8. Center field is Tovar, a -1. 8 with 2 outs. 10, -1, 9. They're going to hold him up. If it was anybody but Frank Howard, right? So an RBI double for King. His hot hitting ways continue here. Second and third, and Ken McMullen will come to the plate. McMullen hitting .245, 4 home runs, 14 RBIs. McMullen started the year batting in the number 3 spot, but he's dropped in the order as the season has progressed. Perry checks the runners now. Comes in there with a .212 right-handed. It's a grounder to second. Allen has it to Killebrew, and the side is retired. For the Senators, a run on 3 hits. They leave a pair. Bottom of the first we go. Washington 1, Minnesota coming to bat. Now I'm second guessing myself for not sending Howard. 1 through 9. Most of the time I would go 2 outs, 1 through 9. I let the fact that it was Frank Howard influence me there. And welcome to Franklin. Not by much, Franklin. Long line at the concession stand. As McCormick gets set, Let's get you the Twins lineup. As I mentioned previously, Zoilo Versailles is back in the lineup batting leadoff. Cesar Tovar hits second. He'll play center field today. Tony Oliva's in right field hitting third. Bob Allison in the cleanup spot in left field. Rich Rollins at third base, swinging a hot bat of late. He's in the 5 spot with Harmon Killebrew at first base, hitting 6th. Earl Batty, team captain and catcher, hits 7th. Bernie Allen at second base, 8th. And Perry, the pitcher, hits 9th. Defensively, we'll set the Senators for you. Casanova will do the catching. Nen at first. Blasingame and Brinkman up the middle with McMullen down at third. And the outfield left to right of Howard, Valentine, and King. And with that, we're ready to go here. McCormick is ready to work. Versailles steps in, hitting .224. No homers, 7 RBIs. Thank you, Frank. The stats? Yeah, I love the stats. Didn't start out that way, as you may know, but I'm glad I did it. I couldn't imagine not having it now. Versailles standing in from the right side. McCormick, the lefty, winds and deals. Here it is, 3-8 left-handed, and he walks him. So a leadoff walk to Zoilo. Star 15 Steeler. Let's check the battery now for Washington. McCormick a -1 hold. Casanova with a -1 arm. So with a total of -2, that makes Zoilo a 13. I'm on the fence on this one. I'm going to let the die decide. 1 to 3 he's held. He's held on. He's a 1 through 11. And with an 8 and 9 automatic caught, there's no way he's going to try for that lead. So it'll be Tovar hitting now. Tovar off to a rough start. 7 for 41. That's a 171 average. 1 home run, 2 RBIs. Right-handed hitter standing in there as McCormick from the stretch. Delivers a 1-8 left-handed. It's a little comebacker. McCormick has it, turns and fires down to Blasingame for 1 to Nen, not in time. That'll be a 1-4 force. Tovar to first. Tovar a 17 stealer, star stealer. 15 not held. They will hold him on and make him a 13. Oliva batting against the lefty here. Tony O comes into the game hitting .241, 3 homers, 12 RBIs, and he'll hit away here. McCormick from the stretch. That's a 4-5 left-handed fly ball to left field. Oliva lifts it the other way. Howard ranging to his right and makes the catch for the out. With 2 down and Bob Allison up, Tovar is going to try for that lead. 13 if he gets it. He needs a 2 through 5. 8, he does not get the lead, and Allison will swing away. Allison hitting .225, just 1 homer, 5 RBIs, but Allison, of course, much better against left-handed pitching, as you can see. McCormick from the stretch. A 1-8 left-handed, a triple to 5 on an 18. That's going to hang up in left field. Howard just shy of the track makes the catch, and the side is retired. So no runs, no hits, a man left for the Twins. We've played 1. It's 1-0 at Washington. '71. Oh yes, Kurt Miller. That's a year I remember well, Strat-O-Matic-wise and baseball-wise. Strat-O-Matic, of course, the first year of the 2-sided, the lefty-righty cards, right? And Frank, it has. It's a very pleasant 79 and sunny today. I've got the back slider open. Mookie was laying there. I don't know where he went now. Mookie's a dry food man. I haven't been able to find a wet food that he'll eat. Bottom third of the order to lead off for the Washington Senators is Paul Casanova in the second inning. Casanova 9 for 39. That's 231. He does have a home run and 4 RBIs. Perry set now. Here's the windup on the pitch to Paul. It's a 2-6 right-handed. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. First strikeout of the game for Perry. And here's Brinkman now. Brinkman, a defense first shortstop. Yet he's batting 290 so far in our replay. 1 home run, 10 RBIs. In fact, he has 9 extra base hits. 6 doubles, 2 triples, and a homer. Perry into the windup. The pitch to Steady Eddie is a 2-7 right-handed. Lazy fly ball into center field. Tovar waits for it to come down and puts it away. So 2 down quickly, and McCormick, the pitcher, will be up. 2 good hitting pitchers in this one, both 7s, both with N power. McCormick, a left-handed hitter. The pitch from Perry. 3-8 is a grounder down to third base. Rollins to his left, scoops it up, throws to Killebrew, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Jim Perry. Happy Friday to everybody. Looking for Kenyon, of course. Looks like the gang's all here, other than Kenyon, and of course Joel comes to mind, but Joel's not always here. He's here sometimes. DC, normally a replay guy. Rich Rollins will lead off the bottom of the second for the Twins. Rollins has been on fire in limited action. He's 7 for 15. That is 467, folks. He has a home run and 3 RBIs. And Perry's here. Rollins has worked his way into the lineup with his hot bat. Pretty much taking over at third base recently, pushing Killebrew to first. McCormick set now. Here's the pitch. That's a 3-9 left-handed grounder to second base. Blasingame has it. Throws to Nen, and there's one away. He has good and bad days on the leash, Frank. Yesterday he was amazing. I was so proud of him. We went to the vet. He was great. I did not even need the carrier. Today I took him to Petco, and he was fighting me every inch of the way, so we ended up coming home. Here's Killebrew with 1 down. Harmon hitting .325 so far. 4 homers, 14 RBIs. The left-hander into the windup. The pitch to Harmon. 4-9 right-handed. That is a base hit into left field, just past the outstretched glove of Brinkman. And Killebrew's aboard with a 1-out single. Killebrew, of course, no threat to run. And here's Earl Batty, the catcher. Batty hitting .265 so far. 2 home runs and a team-leading 17 RBIs. McCormick out of the stretch now. Gets the sign, and the pitch to Earl Batty is a 5-9 right-handed. That's a high fly ball to down the line into left field. That's going to be a triple for Earl Batty. Holy smokes, Earl Batty, a 1-8 runner with a triple. Killebrew, a 1-9 runner in to score. So a lot of bases gained by 2 very slow runners there, and the Twins tie it up. Oh my goodness. Let's take another look at that play. 5-9 righty, triple to 9. Sorry, it's a homer to 9, triple 10 to 20, the roll is 17. That's a triple for Batty. Give Batty an RBI on the play. And now with a tie game, runner at third and 1 down, the Senators are going to pull the infield in the second inning for Bernie Allen. Allen batting .289 so far, 1 homer, 11 RBIs, 11 extra base hits. Infield in, here's the pitch left on left to Allen. 210 left-handed. It's a grounder to third base, infield in. McMullen, Batty starts for the plate. McMullen fires to Casanova for the out, down to first. Allen beats that out. That's going to be a force play. 5-2 force. So infield in pays off as Batty is cut down at the plate. Exactly, Franklin. Yes, Kurt Miller, he was. He was a hit-by-pitch expert. A rare art, you know. Oh, gee, we need to review that for an error. Yeah, well, with those speed ratings, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Here's Perry now. He's a switch hitter, 7 with end power. He'll bat right-handed against McCormick with 2 down, and here's the pitch. 1-9, struck him out. And that'll do it for the Twins. They tie it with a run on 2 hits, leave a man. And through 2 complete, it's a 1-1 ball game. Franklin says, what kind of a game is it going to be today? I say anybody's guess at this point. Perry, the Kansas City Athletics won the second game, sweeping the 4-game set from the Yankees. In fact, I lost 2 subscribers after that. I'm guessing they probably are both Yankee fans. I don't know. I mean, there's only so much I could do. They were not a good team in '66, let's face it. Let me check on your other question here. I don't remember. The Tigers won that one 5-3. Okay, to the third we go. Top of the order for Washington. Here's Fred Valentine again, 0 for 1. Switch hitter batting lefty as Perry comes set. Here's the pitch. It's a 1-7 fly ball into center field. Tovar backing up a bit and makes the catch. Here's Blasingame now. He singled his first time up. Perry into the windup. Pitch to Blasingame is a 6-4 left-handed. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Second K of the game for Jim Perry. Now with 2 down, that'll bring up Dick Nen. Nen 0 for 1. Hit into a force play, came around to score in the first. Left-handed batter. Perry set. Comes to the plate 1-10. Swung on and missed, strike 3. 2 strikeouts for Perry in the inning, 3 in the ball game. Sets him down 1-2-3 in the third. Wow, Tovar spoiled 5 no-hitters. Now that's a stat. Thanks to the factoid man, Kurt Miller, there for that one. How do you dig up some of these things? I mean, some of them I know how, but I don't know where you'd go about looking up that one. Yeah, and where's Ben? We all know that Ben cuts it tight getting home from work by 1:30, so my guess is he worked a little bit later or encountered some traffic. I know Perry and the Tigers, to me, are one of the more fun teams in this thing. Top of the order for Minnesota in the bottom of the third. Versailles walked in the first. McCormick gets the sign from Casanova now. Here's the pitch to Zoilo. A 6'8 right-handed is ripped into the left center gap. That's going to roll to the wall. Versailles hustling out of the box, rounds. Howard gets it back in as Versailles is in standing with a leadoff double. So Zoilo, he makes his mark with the Z. And here's Tovar, a man of many accomplishments. Runner in scoring position, nobody out, and here's the pitch from McCormick. 2-8 left-handed. Oh, he just misses his good column and grounds it down to third, where McMullen will take it. Fire to Blasson, game for one, and that's all. Versailles comes in hard on the slide. No chance for a throw. It's a 5-4. Wait, that isn't right. I beg your pardon. Get in the game, Steve. He doubled. He's not at first base. Thank God for the white out. Let's take another look at that one. Grounder to third B, that's a 5-3 out, and Versailles holds. Excuse me. Here's Oliva now. Flew to left his first time. Left on left, McCormick set. The pitch to Tony O is a 2-5 grounder down to first base. Nen has it. Oh, hell, where's my chart? Runner advances one base on that. Had my chart put away. Forgot to get it out. So that's a 3-1 C, Versailles to third. It's actually an A, but I write the C in there so I'll know to move the runner when I enter the game manually into the computer version. Two down, runner at third, and Bob Allison will be the hitter. First pitch low and away. McCormick currently pitching carefully to Allison. Now runs the count full. Versailles will get a jump off of third base, and here's the pitch to Bob Allison. That's going to be a 5-7 right-handed. It's a fly ball into center field. Routine for Valentine, and that will retire the side. So no runs to hit, one left. Through three, we're still tied at one. Was that the black and white one, Franklin, with that theme song? I don't know why that sticks in my head to this day. He makes the mark with the Z. I know I promised I wouldn't sing again. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist that one. We're loose today on a Friday, going into the weekend. My cousin arriving from Sarasota on Tuesday evening. It'll be Frank Howard to lead off the fourth for Washington. Big Frank singled his first time up. Perry gets the sign from Batty now, and here's the windup on the pitch to Howard. That's a 2-7 right-handed. He struck him out. That's 3 strikeouts in a row for Perry. So Perry struggled a little bit in the first inning, but he's settled down since then. That's 8 in a row now retired by Jim Perry. And here's Jim King. Doubled in a run his first time up. King's been on fire so far this season, batting from the left side. Here's the pitch from Perry on a 4-8 fly ball to right field, backing up his Oliva. Just shy of the track, pulls it in. Two down, and here's Ken McMullen. McMullen 0 for 1. Perry, the windup and the pitch. 1-7, he struck him out. Holy cow, it's 5 Ks now in the game for Perry, a 1-2-3 inning. Perry coming right at him now. Perry's dealing today, folks. McCormick hanging right with him. Teams fairly evenly matched offensively, though. Washington hitting .245 as a team. Minnesota, a better batting average, .255, but home run-wise, the Senators have 26, the Twins have 27. That's closer than I would have thought it would be. Both teams have 9 stolen bases. Sorry about that, I hit the table. Rollins, 0 for 1, standing in from the right side. McCormick comes in there with a 4-7 right-handed. It's a ground ball up the middle, cut off there by Eddie Brinkman, who spins and fires to Nan for out number 1. Nice play, Brinkman. Boy, no doubt, Perry. That would have been a disaster for Detroit. Three wives in 3 countries. Wow, is all I can say to that. Hey, it's good work if you can get it. Here's Killebrew, 1 for 1. McCormick into the windup. 110 left-handed, grounder down to third. McMullen over to Nan, 2 down quickly. And here's Batty. Batty tripled in a run, but was caught at the plate when he broke too early on the ground ball from Bernie Allen. So here's the pitch now to Batty. 1-9 left-handed. That is not a flat die on the 20. It's going to be a re-roll on the 20. It's a triple to 4, single, anything else, and that'll be a 2-out single for Batty. So Batty's 2 for 2. And here's Bernie Allen now. Left on left, McCormick from the stretch. That is obviously not flat. That's going to be a re-roll. As Allen fouls one off. And here's the next pitch from McCormick. 2-7 lefty, single to 6 on a 17. That liner is speared by Blasingame at second, and the side is retired. So no runs a hit, they leave 1. As Franklin pointed out, the Twins have missed a couple of opportunities here. And through 4 complete, we're still deadlocked at 1. So pitchers duel through 4. 3 hits for Washington, 4 hits for Minnesota. Bottom third due up for Washington here as we move along to the 5th. Got my coffee here. I don't know if you can see that or not. I don't want to tilt it too much, because I've been known to spill coffee. A little more. I can do a little more. Picked that up in North Bend. Let's see how many get the reference. As Casanova leads off, he struck out his first time. Perry goes into the windup. Here's the pitch. That's a 4-5 right-handed. Swung on and missed, strike 3. That's 6 now for Perry. It's noteworthy. 6 Ks in 4 1/3 innings, and here's Steady Eddie. Eddie Brinkman, 0 for 1. Perry into the windup. The pitch to Eddie. It's a 3-8 right-handed, right in the heart of his good column. He hits a little chopper down to third. Rollins charges it. Bare hand throw on the run, and just does nip Brinkman at first. That'll bring up McCormick now. Left-handed hitter 7N. The pitch from Perry. 1-2 liner right into the glove of Allen. So McCormick smoked it right at Allen, and it's another 1-2-3 inning for Perry, who's now retired 13 in a row. Here's McCormick. Perry to lead it off for the Twins in the bottom of the inning. Perry again a switch hitter, hitting right-handed against Mike. McCormick into the windup. That's going to be a 2-4. That's a double to 10 on a 17. Perry will settle for a long single. And Jim Perry helping his cause here with a leadoff single. That'll turn the lineup over, and Zoilo will come to bat again. Zoilo's been on base twice today, walked and doubled. Glad to be back in the lineup, and the Twins are glad to have him back. McCormick now checks the runner from the stretch. Pitch to Zoilo is a 3-4 left-handed. That's a fly ball into right field, lazy fly ball. King drifts towards the line a bit and grabs it for the out. That'll bring up Caesar. Caesar Tovar, 0 for 2. Absolutely, Frank. The only way to have it. McCormick from the stretch once again. Pitch to Tovar is a 4-7 right-handed. Grounder to short. That's going to be 2. Brinkman has it. Shovels to Blasingame. Nice turn to Nen. Double play. 6-4-3. Side is retired. No runs a hit. Nobody left on. After 5 complete, we're still deadlocked at 1. And Jim Perry gets ready to throw here in the 6th. Perry rated 7 for endurance. McCormick 6. I'm a little surprised by the 6 from McCormick. I expected he'd be a 7 at least. And Washington will send up the top of their lineup. Fred Valentine to start things off. He's 0 for 2 today. Perry gets the sign from Earl Batty. The windup. The pitch to Valentine is a 4-8 left-handed. High fly ball into right field. Man, that's up there. Oliva moves into position, waiting for it to come down. And squeezes it for out number 1. Here's Blasingame now, 1 for 2. Perry gets the sign. Here's the windup and the pitch. 6-8 left-handed. He loses in ball 4, so the string comes to an end. 14 in a row retired by Perry before that base on balls. So Blasingame works out the 1-out walk, and that'll bring Dick Nen to the plate. Frank Howard standing in the on-deck circle. Nen 0 for 2 in this one. Perry from the stretch. A 6-4 lefty swung on and missed. Strike 3. That's number 7. Holy smoke. Perry's got the K pitch going today, and here's big Frank Howard with 2 down. Frank 1 for 2, singled and struck out. Perry out of the stretch. Pitch to Howard is a 2-10 right-handed comebacker. Perry spears it, turns and throws to Killebrew, and that'll do it. No runs, no hits, a man left. Perry cruising here now. 3 hits and a run in the first. Pretty much nothing since. McCormick hanging right with him. Not quite as overpowering as Jim Perry, but he's getting the job done nevertheless. The Twins will send up the heart of their order here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That's Oliva, Allison, and Rich Rollins. Tony O, 0 for 2. Left on left as McCormick comes set. And here's the pitch. 4-7 lefty, and he loses him. Ball 4, a leadoff walk to Tony Oliva. Oliva, a star 15 stealer, -2 for the battery, 13. In this close of a game, they're going to hold him on and make him an 11. So Oliva being held as Allison comes to bat. Bob 0 for 2 so far today. I think I actually remember that, Kurt. McCormick working out of the stretch now. The pitch to Bob Allison. That's a 4-4 right-handed. Fly to center field X. That's going to be Valentine, a 4-E8. Tough play for Fred. He's on his horse now. Going back. Still going back. And makes the catch for the out. Nice running catch by Valentine. That'll bring up the red-hot Rollins, who's 0 for 2 today. McCormick out of the stretch. Pitch to Rich Rollins, who's a 5-6 right-hander. He pops him up on the left side. Brinkman there, and squeezes it for out number 2. Here's Killebrew with 2 away. Killebrew 1 for 2 in this one. McCormick from the stretch. It's going to be a 4-9 right-handed. Base hit into left field for Killebrew. Oliva will stop at second. A 2-out single from Big Harmon Killebrew. That makes it first and second, 2 out, and Earl Batty the hitter. Batty 2 for 2 today. McCormick working very deliberately now, towing at the mound, doing a little mound repair there with his cleat. Now rocks on the rubber and delivers to Batty on a 4-7, grounder to shortstop. Brinkman has it, throws to first to retire the side. No runs, a hit, 2 left on. Another possible wasted opportunity there for Minnesota. We've played 6 here rather quickly in a 1-1 tie. Bob Cole predicting a Killebrew 2-out walk-off. Okay, we're moving to the 7th. Anyone have any big weekend plans? Perhaps update us on your own replay projects here, or whatever you feel like talking about today. Jim King 1 for 2 in this one. Doubled in the only run in the first. Perry gets the side now. Here's the windup on the pitch to Jim King. It's going to be a 3-5, and he draws the walk. So after a 9-pitch at bat, Jim King works out the walk. No threat to steal as McMullen comes to the plate. Remember, this is Perry's first inning of potential fatigue. Certainly shown no signs of it to this point. McMullen 0 for 2 in this one. Perry now working out of the stretch. Comes to the plate, 4-11 righty. Gets a base hit up the middle for McMullen, an open single. King could try to go to third. 12, Tovar -1. That makes it 1 through 11. King will round and hold at second. And now there's action in the Minnesota bullpen. And Earl Batty's going to go out to the mound. Let's see who's throwing down there. Dave Boswell throwing, the right-hander. He's joined by Jim Merritt, the lefty. Paul Casanova due up. First and second, nobody out. Casanova, a C bunter. He's going to swing away. Perry out of the stretch. 2-6 right-handed, swung on and missed. Strike 3, and it's the hat trick for Casanova. 3 at-bats, 3 strikeouts. Strikeout number 8 for Perry. That'll bring up Brinkman. And then it'll be decision time in this one. Brinkman 0 for 2. Perry out of the stretch. Pitch to Brinkman is a 4-2 right-handed. It's a fly ball into right field. Oliva moving to his right and makes the grab. Now we've got a tough one here. Washington really needs to try to score. They've got King in scoring position, McMullen at first with 2 down. On the other hand, McCormick's a pretty good hitting pitcher. This is a tough one, guys. I kind of think they should hit for him here. I hate to take him out. He's a 6-inning pitcher and he's worked 6. Yep, we're going to hit for him. So the Senators will send up a pinch hitter for Mike McCormick. He'll end his day with 6 innings, 5 hits allowed, just 1 run, walked a pair, struck out only 1. Right-hander Bob Humphreys throwing in the Washington pen. And batting for McCormick against Perry. We're looking for batting average now, runner in scoring position. The hitter will be Bob Savarin. And thank you for Kurt for that. In this game in real life, which the Twins won 6-2, McCormick only went 4. But you guys know me, in a 1-1 deadlock like this, both starters doing well, I really want to leave them both in. Washington, however, without a big offense, they really can't afford to waste any opportunities. So Savarin will hit. He's hitting .235, just 4 for 17 so far. Switch hitter batting lefty against Perry. Remember, one more hitter walk will fatigue Perry as well. As he comes set from the stretch, the pitch to Savarin is a 1-9. Savarin comes through with a 2-star single. Here comes King to score. McMullen scoots into third. And Savarin comes through with a pinch hit RBI single to give the Senators a 2-1 lead. So the move pays off this time. And that fatigues Perry, and here comes Sam Mealy. So both starters will be out. Well, it certainly worked out for them. With 3 of the next 4 batters being left-handed, they're going to go to Merritt. Jim Merritt is nice a guy as you would ever want to meet. Drop Savarin's card to the ground. So let's figure out what Perry did here. 6 2/3 for Jim Perry. 5 hits, 3 hits in the first and then none until the 7th when he ran out of gas. He walked a pair, struck out 8. 2 runs so far, 2 runners on, his responsibility. Jim Merritt on the season has been fantastic. In 6 games, he's 1-0 with a save and a 1.29 ERA in 7 innings. Thank you, Kurt. Not always the case. It's not easy to manage for both teams sometimes. And as you guys know by now, sometimes I'm not really that consistent either. I try to be, but sometimes my mood dictates the less or more aggressive approach, let's just say. So Fred Valentine will come to bat now. He'll turn around and hit right-handed against Merritt. He's 0 for 3 in this one. Runners at the corners, 2 down. Runners take their lead. They're off. To Merritt. 5-9 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. And Merritt comes in and puts out the fire with a strikeout of Fred Valentine. The Senators take the lead, however, a run on 2 hits and leave a pair. See, Howard's in left, he's due to bat. King's in right. We're okay for now. If I'm Washington, I'd really like to get Valentine out of center and over into left. But we'll give it one more inning. Here's Bob Humphreys now coming on to pitch for Washington. Humphreys, who worked in this game in real life, very nice card. Let's see what he's done in the replay. Oh, wow, he's been amazing. He's been in 9 games. He has a no record, 1 save. Get ready for this. His ERA, a microscopic 0.48 across 19 innings of work, in which he surrendered only 8 hits and struck out 18. So Humphreys has just been fantastic so far for Washington. He'll face Allen, the pitcher's spot. Crap, I should have double switched with Merritt. I don't know who you double switch him for, though. You're not going to take Batty or Killebrew out of the game. We'll let it be, I guess. Okay, Allen to lead it off. Twins trail by a run now. Bernie 0 for 2 in this one. Facing a right-hander for the first time today as Humphreys comes set and delivers the pitch 3-5, grounder wide of second. Blasingame has it and throws him out. And now it's the Twins who will go to the bench. Boswell's ready out there in the Twin pen. Looking for a lefty hitter here. And it's going to be Jimmy Hall. Hall, another Strat-O-Matic success story, kind of the Minnesota version of Jim King, quite frankly. He's 23 for 53, that's 434. 6 home runs, 16 RBIs. So Hall will come off the bench here with 1 down to face Bob Humphreys. And that's going to send Casanova out to the mound, probably going over how they want to pitch to Hall. Nestor Shylock now says, break it up, guys. Everybody's back in their position. Humphreys into the windup. The pitch to Jimmy Hall is a 1-6 base hit into right field, and Hall is still on fire as torrid hitting ways continue with a pinch hit single. Tying run aboard with one down, and here's Zoilo. Thank you, Frank. I appreciate that. I got some flack for that second game of the doubleheader yesterday, but that happens. And frankly, I think the criticism was correct and instructive, to be perfectly honest. Here's Zoilo now, 1 for 2 with a walk. Humphrey staring in from the stretch. And that's off the table as Zoilo fouls one straight back. Humphreys will rub up a new ball. From the stretch, here's the next pitch. That's a 5-6 right-handed. Triple to 3. That's a single 2 stars. That's going to allow Hall to race into third. And the Twins are in business here in the bottom of the 7th. They've got the tying run at third base, the go-ahead run at first, and only one away. Cesar Tovar due. Tony Oliva on deck. And Washington is going to get a left-hander up in their pen. Dick Lyons begins throwing. I am a conservative manager, Frank. I know that. I easily admit that. I have not got back to the book yet. Pretty much my reading time's in the earlier part of the day. Once I lose natural daylight, boy, my eyes really start to go. Good point there, the infield in. Let's check. One thing I like to do with runners at the corners is check the ground ball A potential of the batter. Tovar was 6, 10. Tovar does not hit into many ground ball A's, so excellent call. We are going to pull the infield in for Washington. You have to feel that if Humphreys does not get Tovar, they'll bring in the lefty for Oliva. So Humphreys is on the line here. Tovar 0 for 3. Humphreys from the stretch. Pitch to Cesar Tovar is a 6-9 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. What a clutch strikeout by Humphreys. That'll earn him another batter as Tony Oliva steps to the plate, facing a righty for the first time today. Tony O, he's 0 for 2 with a walk. Probably nobody the Twins would rather have up in this spot. Runners at the corners. Runners will take their leads. Humphreys set. The pitch to Oliva is a 4-10 left-handed. That's a fly ball to center field X. Oh, this could come back to bite him. That's Valentine, a 4-E8. Tough play for Valentine. Here it is on an 18, and he makes a fine running catch to retire the side. Oh, my God. A game-saving catch, perhaps, by Fred Valentine. Holy cow, that ends the inning. No runs, 2 hits. The Twins strand a pair. It feels like the Twins have left a lot of guys on base today. As we go to the 8th with the Senators leading 2-1, Dave Boswell will come on to pitch for the Twins. Boswell's been in 4 games, 3 of them starts. He has a complete game, 2-0 with a 2.22 ERA. 24 innings, 16 hits, 28 strikeouts. So very nice performance from Boswell so far this season. And he'll be facing Blasingame, Nen, and Howard here in the 8th. Blasingame 1 for 2 with a walk. Boswell ready to go now. Gets his sign, the wind up. The pitch is a 1-8 right-handed, a grounder down to first base. Killebrew will take it himself. 1 down, and the batter will be Nen. Boswell rubbing it up. Nen 0 for 3 in this one. Boswell into the windup now. Here's the pitch. It's a 5-7 left-handed. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. And it's the hat trick for Dick Nen. He strikes out for the 3rd time today. So 2 hat tricks in this one. Nen and, of course, Casanova. And Frank Howard will step to the plate. 2 outs and nobody on. I will. Yeah, after this, I wanted Howard to bat one more time, then take Howard out, move Valentine to left, and bring Locke in center. I would have done it. The only thing stopping me was that Howard would have been due to bat in this inning, which he is, and he's up there now. As Boswell goes into the windup, pitch to Big Frank and see how it works out on a 6-6. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. So nice job by Boswell. Howard will leave the game now. Don Locke will come in and play center. A 2E9 with a -2 arm. Valentine moves to left where he's a 3. Not much they can do about Blasingame. They have Hamlin, who's a 3E34. 3E34, 4E14. If there was a betting line, they'd call that one Pick'em. Three right-handers do. Humphreys is going to come out for his 2nd inning of work. It'll be Allison, Rollins, and Killebrew for the Twins in the bottom of the 8th. They trail by a run. Bob Allison 0 for 3 on the day. Yes, sir, Perry. Man, those were sweating both of those, right? Humphreys into the windup. Here's the pitch to Allison. That's a 6-2 right-hander. It's a high fly ball to deep left field. Valentine going back at the track, at the wall. It's gone. Bob Allison has just tied this game up with a leadoff home run in the bottom of the 8th. Let's look at it again. No, he didn't. He's a W. Hang on. Hold the presses. Being familiar with Bob Allison's career, I just assumed he would be an N, but he's not against righties. So that's a single for Allison off of Howard. Huge difference there. Oh my goodness. 6-2 single to 12 with Allison being a week against righties. I gotta look at his card now. Yeah, not one of his better seasons. 220 with 8 home runs. So the tying runs aboard with nobody out. Allison's a star 20 stealer, so he'll have to be held on. Humphreys a -1. Casanova a -1. That's 18. He's 16 held. He's going to try for that lead. He needs a 5. Does not get it. And here's the pitch to Rollins. 8-4-7 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. Rollins gets nothing but air, a vicious cut, and down he goes. Yeah, it is, isn't it, Frank? I would have never guessed that. I just happened to look down to double check it, and I'm glad I did. Although one of you guys would have caught it, I'm sure. That'll bring up Killebrew with one down. Harmon's 2 for 3 today. Humphreys studying the signs. Now from the stretch. The pitch to Harmon is a 6-8 right-hander. That's a grounder to short, and that's going to be 2. Brinkman, 2 Blasted game, 2 Nen, double play. And that ends the inning. And the Twins waste yet another opportunity. Through 8 complete here in Minnesota, it's Washington 2, Minnesota 1. Boswell rated 3 for relief. He will come back out for his 3rd inning of work. Sorry, his 2nd inning of work. I beg your pardon. Pitched a 1-2-3-8, striking out 2. He'll be looking at King, McMullen, and Casanova here in the 9th. Jim King, 1 for 2 with a walk. RBI double way back in the 1st. Boswell into the windup. Here's the pitch now on a 1-9. It's a grounder wide to second. Allen plugs up the hole, turns and flips it to Killebrew one way. Yeah, Kurt, he almost had to, right? In fact, he absolutely had to. Since he can't homer off the pitcher's card, let's look at it. Yeah, he has no chance of homering against a right-handed pitcher whatsoever. How about that, Bob Allison? He got at least 1, if not more, 30 home run seasons. I know that. I've used all of his cards in the ATG set of Strat-O-Matic 365 online. Once again, I go back to that. I think he has 3 cards on there. At least, I know he has at least 3 cards because I've used 3 different cards over time. So here's McMullen, 1 for 3. Boswell into the windup. Pitch to McMullen is a 1-2 liner right into the glove of Zoilo. Leaping stab there by Zoilo to record the 2nd out. And here's Casanova. Rough day at the plate for Paul. He struck out all 3 times. Boswell set now. Pitch to Paul on a 2-9. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And it's the golden sombrero for Paul Casanova. 1-2-3 go the Senators. Excellent relief work by Dave Boswell today. Fasten your seatbelts. We're headed to the bottom of the 9th. Batty Allen on the pitcher's spot due. And the Senators will bring in their closer, Ron Klein. So 2 innings for Humphreys. He allowed 3 hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Klein on the replay has been in 7 games. He's 3-0 with 2 saves and a 3.07 ERA. 23 saves in real life, which I would guess would have to have placed him among the league leaders in 1966. And he'll be facing Batty Allen on the pitcher's spot. I'm taking a moment here to look over the Minnesota bench. Earl Batty will start it off. He's 2 for 3 today. Klein gets the sign now from Casanova. Here's the windup and the pitch to Batty. A 1-11. He lines a base hit, sharply hit into left field, and Batty aboard with a leadoff single. And now the situation clearly calls for a pinch runner. Not a lot there. There's Hamlin. And due to the thinness of the Washington Minnesota has more bench, and they've got a guy who can run. Ted Uhlander is going to come in and pinch run for Batty. So Uhlander running for Batty. He's a star 19 stealer. Klein, however, with an amazing -5 hold. Casanova a -1. That doesn't matter in this case. The most it can be is 5. That drops Uhlander to a 14, and they're still going to hold him on and make him a 12 as Allen comes to the plate. Oh yeah, I know who the pinch hitter is going to be. Really only one guy it could be. Franklin would like to see the bunt, but I'm hesitant to do that with a D bunter. Hit and run is a C, held on a B. Welcome, Astros Reefer. We're going to do something. What the hell? Let's try it. Allen's going to do the hit and run. He's a B. That may not be too good. It's a 12, and he lines into the double play. Lines it to second into the double play. Man, the Senators are living large today. Oh, man, what a letdown. For the Twins, anyway. I'm not rooting for anyone in particular. It's just that, shoot, I'm thinking he can't bunt as a D, or we could move him over as a B, hit and run. And maybe even get lucky and get the hit. But no, he lines into the double play. Well, Don Mincher has been grabbed to bat, and he's going to come to bat here for the pitcher. Mincher hitting .310 so far of the season with 6 home runs and 13 RBIs. Klein looking to close it out. Mincher trying to keep it alive. Here's the windup. The pitch to Mincher on a 4-6. He pops him up, and that's going to do it. Blasingame waiting for it to come down, and that's the ball game. And the Twins wasted another opportunity. 2-1 the final. I'll have the totals for you in just a moment. Oh, the 6-9 on Klein, yep. You know, if memory serves, I think he's served that number up once already this season. Klein's allowed 4 home runs in 14 2/3 coming into this one. 15 2/3 now. So Klein, partly bailed out by his defense, records the save. Klein, his third save of the season. See, McCormick was already out by the time they scored the run, so Humphreys picks up the win. That's his first decision. He's 1-0. Jim Perry pitched a hell of a ball game, and yet he gets tagged with the hard luck loss and drops to 0-2. 2 innings for Boswell, flawless innings with 3 strikeouts. No, this was a surprising ball game, wasn't it? All the way around. Perry was blowing everybody down. 8 Ks in 6 2/3, and he ends up with the loss. Player of the game is a toss-up, that's for sure. Yeah, it is. Batty had 3 hits. He was on the losing team, of course, but I usually don't let that play into it. Yeah, I can't really see a clear player of the game, honestly. The Washington bullpen. Well, let's total it out. Senators in the win. 2 runs rather, only 5 hits, no errors. For the Twins, 1 run on 9 hits, no errors. McCormick, a fine 6 innings. That's a good choice, too. Savarin as well with that clutch pinch hit single drove in the winning run. I don't have a clear choice, so I'm going to go with Frank and give it to McCormick with an honorable mention to Savarin. I won't be here tomorrow, of course, and thanks, Mike, for that, and Frank, yep, tell Mom hello from the gang. I'll be back with you on Sunday afternoon where the San Francisco Giants will take on the New York Mets. Gaylord Perry and Rob Gardner, the starting pitchers in that one. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with me on a Friday afternoon. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. Take care. See you soon.